Hello, what we're going to do today is install Nova under Alpine on a PC using a USB stick. To do this, we're going to start by downloading Rufus, which is a disk imaging tool. When you go to the website, you'll see you just download an executable. It's not an installer, so just put it somewhere where you can find it. Having done that, we are going to download the Nova image, which is about a 2 GB ISO image. So again, download that and put it somewhere where you know where it is. And now let's run Rufus. Within Rufus, we are going to select the image. We're going to select the USB stick. Here I have a generic 64 gig USB stick stuck in the machine. You only need like 4. I'm going to write in DD mode, which preserves the partitioning information, and I'm going to let it do its thing. Obviously, this will overwrite anything on your USB stick, so be careful. It's going to take a couple of minutes, but once it's done, we are going to take that USB stick and we are going to move over to our industrial device. Here we're going to insert the stick and we're going to go into the BIOS and we're going to select that USB device as the primary boot device. We are then going to reboot and we'll see that it starts the small version of Alpine that it's going to use for the install process. Now this is a destructive install. It will overwrite anything that is on your machine, so please be careful. To make it a little bit more secure, we are going to insist that you enter the word destroy before we proceed, because we don't want to wreck anything. So, yep, let's make sure you really mean it. We'll type in destroy. Then we're going to type in the host name of the device. This is an OnLogic PC, so we might as well call it OnLogic. And then we're going to hit enter, and off it goes. Now, I'm going to let this proceed in real time just to let you see roughly how long it takes. It's not a particularly long process. One of the most important things to note is that this is entirely offline. We do not have a network connection that is active here. We are not pulling any of this stuff from the internet. All of those packages were included in the ISO that you downloaded. There you can see it's installing Chromium because this is an HMI. We're going to use the Chromium browser in kiosk mode, pointing back to Nova's visualization system to give us the HMI. Of course, we can still access that visualization system from elsewhere using another browser. Okay, it's finished installing, it's adding the services. Now it's going to install Nova proper on top of the Alpine install. Synchronize the drive, and that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stick and I am going to reboot. Now it's going to start from the hard drive or the SSD or whatever you've got in here, and it's running Nova proper. And this is its first time booting, so this will take a little bit longer than I show in this video, but what's going to happen is the logo is going to appear, the browser's running, and then after a minute or two, when it's initialized, it'll tell you its IP address. We can now return to our PC, enter that IP address or the name OnLogic, and we can log on. The default credentials are going to be admin and lowercase password. Of course, we're going to change that. It's going to force us to change that. So we're going to enter lowercase password here and whatever we want for our real password here. So we can save that. And having done that, we can now log on with our real password. We can accept the end user license agreement. And there we go. Now let's go into the editor. We'll allow clipboard access. We'll come in and create a tag. So let's create a tag here, and then we'll go to display pages. Actually, you know what? We're going to change the aspect ratio because this is a 4:3 panel. We're going to create a page, and I don't know, let's put a push button on here to show that the touchscreen is working. So here's an illuminated button. We're going to come in here. We're going to bind that to tag 1. Well, we will if we can type properly. And then, I don't know, what else we're going to put on here? That looks kind of empty. Let's put one of Mr. Weber's ducks. So there's the duck. And now what we're going to do is we're going to press save and then commit. And almost instantly, this is very quick, almost instantly we're going to see that display updates. And we have an active touchscreen and it's up and running. Now if I go back to my PC and make a small change to the database, I can very quickly have that deployed. Again, this will give you an indication of how quick the cycle time is. There you go, we've moved our duck. So back to the editor now, we are done. You can see it's a very quick process. You need a USB stick and you just need to download a couple of files and you can be up and running with Nova in, I don't know, about 5 or 10 minutes. So there you go. Thank you so much. And if you need any more help with Nova, please visit our website at cuttingedgesoftware.io. Thank you.